this person wrote to us and said that in the session, the person speaking to me was a woman that they knew, and I was asking her name. I said, "What's your name, darling?" And just before I ask her, she's telling me her name in her own voice.
Really?
And then I say her name. I say, "Oh, this is her name." And they said her voice sounds exactly like the voice when she was alive because they've got video of her.
Mm.
And they wanted to know if we had voice recognition software so that they could compare the voice and say, absolutely, that's her.
But we
don't have that.
Hey, can I ask you a question? We had a guest on the show, and we were talking about spirits, and this guest said that he thought that all spirits were demons.
Oh, God, yeah.
Now, what do you think of that?
I don't even give it any thought.
The thing is, okay, think about Tony. Tony saved his wife's life. You think a demon could do that? It's a very nice demon.
Or maybe he wanted to have a shitty life.
Oh,
She's having a great time. That's all.
Suicide too.
That's all fear. That's all religious nonsense and fear.
It is religious.
That's all that is.
Okay.
It's nonsense and fear. I know what the other side's like. I've been there. That wasn't the first time I saw. That experience with my grandmother is not the only experience I've had. When I was around my early 20s, a friend of mine who had died came through a medium. And we're frozen up again. How we go?
No, you're fine.
Okay. Well, he came through this medium and he talked to me, and the medium said, "Oh, just before we finished, he said he wants you to know something. You know more about the other side than he does, and he lives there." He said. That was true. By the time I was in my early 20s, I knew more than most people he'd ever meet. But you see, this is something I never expected to do. I didn't expect to do this. This was something that they just kept pushing me into. So,
yeah, I don't even. No one's even ever proved to me that there's such a thing as a demon. I mean, there's very bad people on the other side.
You know what?
They're bad here. They're not going to change overnight and become these enlightened people.
There's more demons running around full street.
In real life.
Yeah.
Hey, when you found out that you were a psychic medium, were you ever curious about the other side? What it was like on the other side? Did you ever ask any of the spirits?
He's been there.
Well, I know, but before, when he found out that did you ever ask any of the spirits? Can you tell me what it's like on the other side?
We have in sessions other times. Yeah.
You mean later? You mean?
Well, anytime.
Well, yeah, but I know what it's like there, but I really.
But that was your experience. Did you ever ask any of the others?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, just out of curiosity sometimes, but okay. Hold on, let's explain this. It's not an easy question in a way. Okay. What I do is because I know, right?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I don't want to if someone comes to see us and they say, "What's it like over there?" I'd rather someone they know say it to them in such a way, like this. One lady came, and the person talking to me said, "Oh, they got this list in their handbag. They got 16 questions on a list." I said, "Oh, you got a list of questions?" "Oh yes," she said. So she opens the purse, now comes this bloody great list. This is what we're going to do. I said, "You think each question, and I'll tell you what they're saying. I don't want to know what they are. Just think number one. All right, this is what they're saying. Now number two." So we went through the list like that, right? A lot of them were sort of yes and no's, but some of them were a bit different. But the third one caught my attention. They said, "We'd like to say yes, but we have to say no." I thought, well, that's an interesting one. I wonder what that was. So we got done, and I said, what was that third question? Do you mind if I ask you? And she says, no. I said, I want to know are they always with us? And the answer was, we'd like to say yes, but we have to say no.
Oh, really?
Which is exactly when I would have said more or less the same thing to her if I'd known the question. Because they're not always around you.
Right.
They come and visit you.
Okay, can I ask you another question? Are there spirit guides? Do we all have spirit guides? Have you ever come across that?
Yeah, I believe that's true, but they're not always dressed in, caftans and funny hats or.
Sometimes your spirit guide could be your grandmother.
Could be Auntie Lily or Uncle Fred, someone you didn't know. You know what I mean?
They're
family
a little bit higher level than you are.
They're all human beings. A spirit guide is someone, when people think of spirit guides, there's someone that you shared. Okay, here's an example.
Okay.
Here's an example. There's a medium called Leslie Flint. Have you ever heard of him?
Mm-mm.
Okay, very famous medium. Very famous. Marlene Dietrich used to go see him.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Marlene Dietrich actually developed her psychic abilities and used to use it to write her plays and things.
Really?
Oh, yeah. In fact, my master met Marlene Dietrich, and my master's friend that I lived with before, he sat down and had a whole conversation in a cafe with Marlene Dietrich for about an hour.
Nice.
So Marlene Dietrich was totally into all this stuff. Okay. Now Leslie Flint was one of the most tested mediums in the world. He did it for a long, long time, and he was a direct voice medium. And ectoplasm would come out of his ear and make a little voice box in the air.
Oh.
A larynx in the air. And like up in the air somewhere, right? And the spirit people, your dead relatives, or friends, or whoever, would come and talk, like use it, I don't know how they did it exactly, but kind of like a microphone. Hello, hello. And out of the air would come the voice of your relative exactly as they spoke on Earth.
Really? And people could hear that voice?
Yeah, no,
Oh my God. Now, okay, so nobody today can do that, right?
not that I know of, no.
Can you do it if you practice?
Oh, I've been thinking about it lately. Maybe. So anyway, this is well. Oh, you must like throwing curveballs out there, don't you? The only reason it might be dangerous is because it's ectoplasm.
Yeah.
Now, ectoplasm is more prolific in certain people, and if it is, then they can be developed as a medium. Then the spirit people can pull the ectoplasm out of that person and form all kinds of things. Pour it over people. That's why you see manifested people and things like that. Okay. So, but if it has to be done in a dark room, completely dark, or with a small red light on. It's a bit like developing film. If you put a bright light on, it messes up the film, the old camera film. So the ectoplasm rushes back into the body if a bright light goes on. It withdraws into the body, and it can traumatize the body and kill the person.
Really?
Oh yeah. So it can be dangerous. So it has to be done with a group of people who understand what's going on. If you see the ectoplasm come out, you do not touch the medium. And you don't put a light on because you can kill the medium.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a bit dodgy. Anyway, so, where was I? I was talking about Leslie Flint got a letter sent to her by a medium who was in Germany. Before he was 18 years old, he went and sat in a spiritualist church because they made sandwiches and served up tea, and he was hungry and broke. And that's the only reason he was there, you see. But the medium gave him a message. Then a little while later, a medium in Germany wrote him a letter that got sent to the address where he lived. telling him that his guide was Rudolph Valentino, wanted him to become a medium so that he could work through him, and that they were brothers in a former life. Now, his favourite actor that he used to go and see when he was a kid in the movies was Rudolph Valentino, Leslie Flint.
Oh.
So, and there are a lot of recordings. All the recordings of Leslie ever doing his mediumship are all recorded. They're on the internet, and Rudolph Valentino is on there talking to him.
Oh my God. Wow.
All right?
How exciting.
So Rudolph Valentino was alive when Leslie was young.
Yeah.
You go watch him. Then Rudolph dies, and then decides there's obviously it had already been decided, obviously, and that Leslie didn't realize it yet, that he was going to end up being a medium, and a very famous one, and be used to help a lot of people. He channeled, Winston Churchill, you name it.
Really?
Who's the famous Maurice Chevalier came through.
Oh yeah, Maurice, yeah. Really?
Yeah. In fact, Maurice Chevalier was earthbound.
Oh,
It's stuck, yeah, it was stuck. When he first came into Leslie's circle, it's very funny, you've got to listen to it. The audience are pretty savvy, you know, they're pretty sharp. And this guy comes in and goes, where am I? Who are you? What am I doing here? This little old lady says, who's that? There's Chevalier here. Where's Chevalier? Conversation ensues. He doesn't want help from me because know where he is. So anyway, so this is about like a year after he died, I think. Well, no, 2 weeks after he died, I think it is. And of course they did. So then Leslie Flint has a guy called Mickey, and he says, "Yeah, don't know what this guy did. Just sort of bling in here, so we decided to let him talk, you know." And this little cockney guy, Mickey, who's one of Leslie's guides, see. So he says, "Yeah, I don't know what he's doing here, but yeah, anyway, you've got to listen to this. It's fabulous." So about a year later, Maurice Chevalier comes back again. They bring him in again. Only this time he knows where he is. He knows what happened. And he explains to them what happened. He says, you've got to listen to this. It's awesome stuff. Go to leslieflint.com. Listen to them. They're bloody awesome.
Are these on YouTube?
On YouTube, I think, too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's linked on his site.
They've got like a foundation, and they're slowly uploading all of his sessions.
Oh,
All these
nice.
people come and talk about what it's like over there. And
Oh, they talk about that?
Yeah. They like soldiers that die on the battlefield and what. I mean, they're fantastic. They're really fantastic sessions, you know. So anyway, so Morris is saying, so what happened? So what happened? I didn't know whatever I was. He said, I was wandering around trying to kick people, and finally I got fed up. I was sitting at my restaurant, and everyone was ignoring me. I did have some success, he says, once. I was blowing very hard on this woman, and she says to her husband, "Oh, can you feel that draft?" But that's about as far as he got, you see. But you see, I guess he didn't believe in any of this, so when he died, he didn't realize he died.
Oh my God.
It's a bit like the movie Ghost, you know, where he goes running after that guy, and he doesn't realize he's dead. And he comes
Oh
down,
my.
he sees his body laying there, and he goes, "Oh my God, oh shit," you know.
So what do you think about people who believe that there is no life after death? That we just die?
They're in for a big shock.
Yeah.
Some of them, you know, when you die, you take your mind with you. If you were to fly to the moon, you'd think the same thing as you think when you're here.
Right.
except it'd be like, oh wow, there'd be like expletives and oh wow included.
Mm-hmm.
But you'd still be thinking the same stuff that you've always thought. When you die, not much changes. If you don't believe, like if you've never thought about anything, and then you die, it might be hard for some people to be reached by spirit people because you're mentally blind.
Oh.
Because it's all in the mind, you see. When you get like one of these hypnotists, a street hypnotist or whatever, and they put you under, can you come here? Abracadabra. Here's a nice juicy apple, but it's really an onion.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're noshing down on this, and everybody's going, that's an onion, mate. No, it's not. It's a lovely apple. And you think, God almighty, I could never do that. I could never eat an onion. How is that happening? Because the mind in that person is accepted and is believing that onion is an apple.
Right.
And it doesn't matter what anybody says, that's an apple.
Yeah, right.
So,
I
see
think
the
everybody
parallel.
knows some of those people that walk around in that state.
yeah, there's a lot of people walking around.
Yes.
Think they're eating apples, but they're eating onions.
That's true.
Hey, can I ask you another question?
No, you can't.
Oh.
Okay, I'm waiting for him to say no. No more
Oh, I
questions.
can't stand it. Oh my God, I can't stand it. I have so many things I want to know.
Alright, so you see the parallel with the other side?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, right.
Okay. Is there a higher up? Is there a God?
Yes.
There is a God. Is it just a higher being?
It's okay. This is difficult.
No, it's not.
Well, okay. God is what? Oh God, jeez, that's a
We
big.
call God the absolute. There's nothing outside of God. I don't really know if I would call it a being.
And the higher beings refer to God as it.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's beyond our comprehension. Our mind, as it is, cannot comprehend.
Can you? Okay, listen. Higher beings have come through, really spiritual people.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about. My teacher said that the sun is the God of the Bible and the Hindu scripts. The sun, our sun. Okay.
Right.
Which
Okay?
is a being.
Which is a being, a living being, an amalgam of a number of vast intelligences, all serving God that they perceive, and they are in service to the solar system and beyond. And below them are lords of karma, and planetary lords. So each planet is a being, not as great as the sun, but vast. And then it's kind of like a hierarchy. You understand?
Yes. Yes, I understand.
It's like a hierarchy. Now, it's a bit like an ant on the foot of an elephant. Doesn't know what the whole elephant looks like.
Right.
It just sees the big toe and says, "This is God." I'm telling you, mate, this is it. And the ant that's been up the leg says, "No. It's God's bigger than that, mate. It looks like this, right?
Yeah.
It's this shape.
Okay.
Like this. Got it?"
Mm-hmm.
And the other ant's going, "No. It's like this, mate. It's the toe." See what I mean? And then another ant got up as far as the tail. "Oh, you should see it up there, mate." Right? Got it?
Yeah.
Now, this is it's perception. So, but truly, like all the great beings say, God is within. as within, so without. A human being is the mirror of the universe, and whatever you are, as you know, you're not your mind, you're beyond your mind. But most people on earth never get to know themselves because they believe they're their mind. Now the mind is like a body and it's a tool. It's a bit like a physical vehicle. It's used to help you perceive the world. But it can be a prison for a lot of people because they believe they are their mind. So you have to be out of your mind to understand God.
Wow. Interesting. You are just, I love both of you. I've had so much fun with you. You've been so much fun. The viewers love you. You guys are comedians. You're really great. Now, you've been on a lot of TV shows. How did you get so well known?
Well, they just came to us out of the blue, really, didn't they? We never sought any of them out. The phone would ring and they'd say, oh, we're a production company, blah, blah, blah. I said, how did you find out about us? Oh, somebody told. I came across your website. I said, oh, okay. So everything that we've done just sort of came to us, really.
That's nice. Very nice.
We're not that well known, really.
Not yet.
Well, I'll be posting this on YouTube. Do you have any YouTube videos at all? Or a channel?
Just a few bits, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you know, we really, Donna and I just enjoyed you so much.
Yes, very much. Thank you so much.
And it was just, it was a pleasure to have you on the show. It really was. And I know the viewers enjoyed you as well. They were really enjoying you.
Well,
I want every one of them to email us and say how much they enjoyed it.
Okay, thank you so much. Again, thank you very much. We just thoroughly enjoyed you. And so with that,
Say their
everybody.
website again. Say their website.
Oh, and their website is www.spiritart.com. Right?
Yay.
Yes. Okay, everybody, we're going to say goodnight. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, Michael. Good night, Marty.
Good night.